Hi, I'm Christy and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you've never been here before. Please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. So today I am doing a little book shopping with me. I went book shopping over the weekend and hit a bunch of used bookstores. I always have books to unhaul that I don't super love or don't want on my shelves anymore. So I took in a few boxes of books to unhaul, and then I end up, of course, picking up some books. And so a bunch of these are used historical romance books. I'm always in search of specific historical romance covers or versions with step backs. And the best place that I have found historical romances, especially the used copies that I'm looking for specific ones, probably 85–90% of the ones on my shelves have come from local used bookshops or even thrift stores. For this particular book shopping, I wanted to look for certain books for historical romance book clubs that are coming up, both that I read from, Historical Hellions, which is run by Jess from Peace Love Books and Samantha from Books with Samantha, and then also the Rake Appreciation Society put on by Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life and Jen from the Book Refuge. So both of their book clubs had recently announced the books that they plan on reading later into the year. I think they both put out all the books they plan on reading through fall and winter of this year. And so since I love participating in both of those book clubs, I wanted to find some of those books that I didn't already have for my shelves. So first up was Rebellion by Nora Roberts. I really love this gorgeous cover. I believe this is a Highlander romance. This is the Historical Hellions book club pick for October for this year. I have never read a Nora Roberts before, and so I'm very excited to give her a try. Her books super intimidate me just because of her massive backlist and not knowing where to start or if she'd even be an author for me. So I'm excited to try this one because I know it is a Scottish historical romance, so that sounds exciting. And then I was able to find a copy of Marcia Canham's Across a Moonlight Sea. So that is the cover on that one. And then it has this step back. So this one is the Historical Hellions pick for November for their book club. I haven't read anything from this author, but I love her covers and step backs. I have quite a few on my shelves. So yeah, looking forward to reading this one. And next, I was able to find a copy of Kat Martin's The Bride's Necklace. So that is the cover. And then we have that step back. I love the candlelit scene there. So this is the December pick for the Rake Appreciation Society's book club. And I've never read a Kat Martin. Again, she's an author that I have quite a few books on my shelves for, and I'm excited to give her a try. And then as you just saw in my clip after that, I ended up going to the Barnes & Noble and got some books there. So I was super excited to find a copy of Miss Stacy Reed's A Matter of Temptation. This is the newest book in a new series for her. I read an arc of this one and super loved it. And so it was out a couple days early on the shelf, so I had to grab this one. And I ended up grabbing Wrecked by Lauren Asher. This is in her Dirty Air series. I believe it deals with Formula One racing. The only other Lauren Asher I've read before is the book in her Dreamland series. I believe it's called The Fine Print. The first book, didn't really love that one, didn't get the hype, so I was actually kind of putting off that author. But then I know Caitlin from The Love Librarian, she felt the same way about that series, but then she ended up reading this and really loved it, and so she said to give Lauren Asher a second chance, so that's why I grabbed this one. I also grabbed a copy of Twisted Hate by Anna Huang. This is book 3 in her Twisted Love series. I have read the first 2 books in the series and have these special edition covers on my shelves. And so when I saw this one, I wanted to grab it because I need to read this since book 4 just came out a couple days ago. And then after that, I went to another used bookstore, which I just showed some video footage of that. This specific used bookstore is packed and packed with lots of goodies. As you saw, there's just like books and crates and boxes all over the floor filled with books. But it's kind of like a treasure hunt in there. Like I never know what I'm going to find. I never know which books are actually going to be on the shelves to see. So like I'm always finding something that I want. So when I go to these stores, I always have like specific authors or specific books I'm looking for, usually ones that like I know I want to finish series of or that I'm trying to collect. So save posts from like Step Back Saturday and sometimes like Cover List Friday, which are both on Instagram. I always find a ton of books that I want from there of just like the pretty covers and step backs that people share. So I have like an ongoing list of ones that I'm always in search of, because otherwise in these used bookstores, I feel like I could just be overwhelmed and lost, not know what to pick up. So to go in with like a plan of the authors I'm looking for is what I do. And I also like browse while I'm there too, because like, you know, never know what I'll find. So I was excited to find Shameless by Anne Stewart. This is in her House of Rohan series. I read the first book in the series at the beginning of this year, which was Ruthless. Really loved it. It has like very anti-hero, villain hero situations, really dark. And so I wanted to check out the rest of the series. I was excited to find this copy of Joanna Lindsay's Defy Not the Heart. I love this gorgeous cover. I love the heroine, her dark black hair, and then her gorgeous red gown on the purple, his sword, like everything on here just really pops. And I love, of course, the gold embossed. I'd been looking for this one for a while. I have quite a few of Joanna Lindsay's on my shelves. I've read just a couple of her books, but I love these like, you know, very traditional historical romance clinch covers. And I grabbed a copy of Jennifer Ashley's The Wicked Deeds of Daniel Mackenzie. I have read the entire Mackenzie and McBride series. Well, no, I take that back. I haven't read one of the newer books, The Newer Generation, which follows Ian and Beth's son, Jamie, but I have read all the rest of the series, and so I've been trying to collect these. I found a copy of Christine Monson's Rangoon. Really love that gorgeous cover. I have quite a few of this author's books on my shelves, like the crocodile there. Yeah, I know her books are very like old school bodice rippers. I know they deal with kind of darker themes, but yeah, I just love these covers. This is one that was on my like Step Back Saturday post that I saved. So this is Once Upon a Time by Merrily Rogers. So I love the rainbow on there, and then the Step Back has the gorgeous flowers and rainbow as well with the couple. So yeah, super excited to have that one. And then this one by Bettina Cran. I'm terrible at names. This one is The Mermaid. It's been on my in search of list for a while. I love that like holographic look on the front. And then we have that under the sea kind of pose on there. They're under the water with the fish. So yeah, there's that one. This last one was also on my list of Step Back Saturday posts. So this is Reap the Wind by Iris Johansson. This is actually a contemporary romance, but it does have this gorgeous up close shot on the step back, which I love, a zoomed in up close shot of the couple. Excited to have this one. And then after that book shopping day, I came home and had some book mail. So I had the newest Trope of the Month box from Hello Lovely box. This is the newest book. So this is a special edition cover of Awaking Olivia by Elizabeth O'Rourke. I did read this one earlier in this year and I really loved it. So I'm glad to have this special edition cover. And of course, their books are always signed by the authors. And it came with like a little swag item. So this one came with this cute, it says like Book Babe. I don't know if you can see that, but then it has like little post-its to annotate your books. This book, the heroine is a cross-country runner for college, and she gets transferred to a new team where she meets her new coach. And the new coach is kind of, can't believe like how self-sabotaging she is, because she'll show up late to practices. She'll show up to meets like exhausted, and he finds out she was running like miles before meets. But then once he gets to know her, he actually finds out that she sleep runs because of like some trauma in her past. It ends up being their romance. It has a little bit of forbiddenness just because they are like teacher coach situation, but they're actually like just a couple years apart. But because of the college like guidelines, teachers and coaches aren't supposed to date. But yeah, so it's their romance. This is really good and emotional. That is my little book haul. Hope you enjoyed this like little come book shopping with me adventure. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of the books that I talked about, or what your latest book haul was, maybe at some used bookstores. And make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, and I'll see you in my next one.